When it comes to health-conscious choices, the debate between olive oil and coconut oil has been ongoing for years. Both oils are widely used, each with its own set of supposed benefits. However, the question remains, which one is actually better for your health? While proponents of both oils often highlight their advantages, it is crucial to take a deeper, more critical look at the real impact they may have on long-term health. Unfortunately, despite their popularity, both oils come with serious drawbacks that many consumers overlook. At first glance, olive oil seems to have the upper hand in terms of heart health. Extra virgin olive oil is rich in monounsaturated fats, particularly oleic acid, which has been widely studied for its potential to lower LDL cholesterol, the bad cholesterol, while raising HDL cholesterol, the good cholesterol. It also contains powerful antioxidants, such as polyphenol, which have been linked to reduced inflammation and a lower risk of heart disease. The Mediterranean diet, which is centered around olive oil, has been associated with longevity and reduced rates of cardiovascular disease. However, these benefits are often exaggerated. The protective effects of olive oil may not be as strong when removed from the overall Mediterranean diet, which also includes a high intake of fresh vegetables, legumes, and whole grains. Simply adding olive oil to a typical Western diet full of processed foods and refined sugars is unlikely to yield the same health benefits. Furthermore, not all olive oil is created equal. The quality of olive oil on the market is a major concern, as much of it is adulterated or of lower quality than advertised. Many commercially available olive oils are blended with cheaper, lower quality oils or have been processed in a way that diminishes their nutritional value. Even high-quality extra virgin olive oil is highly perishable, meaning that improper storage or long shelf life can degrade its beneficial compounds, making it far less effective than consumers believe. On the other hand, coconut oil has been aggressively marketed as a superfood in recent years, largely due to its high content of medium-chain triglycerides, MCTs, which are said to be metabolized quickly by the body for energy rather than being stored as fat. This has led to claims that coconut oil can aid in weight loss and improve metabolism. However, the evidence supporting these claims is weak. While MCTs can have a slight thermogenic effect, leading to an increase in calorie burning, the overall impact on weight loss is minimal. Additionally, most of the coconut oil available to consumers is not pure MCT oil, but rather contains a mixture of different fatty acids, with lauric acid making up the majority. Unlike true MCTs, lauric acid behaves more like a long-chain fatty acid, meaning it is more likely to be stored as fat rather than immediately burned for energy. Perhaps the biggest concern with coconut oil is its extremely high saturated fat content. More than 80% of coconut oil's fat is saturated fat, higher than butter or even lard. Saturated fat has long been associated with an increased risk of heart disease, and while some newer studies have questioned the extent of this risk, the general consensus among health experts is that excessive consumption of saturated fat, particularly from processed sources, is not ideal for heart health. Despite claims that coconut oil raises HDL cholesterol, it also raises LDL cholesterol, which can contribute to arterial plaque buildup and increase the risk of cardiovascular disease over time. The argument that coconut oil is healthy because it has been traditionally consumed in tropical regions also fails to hold up under scrutiny. The populations that have historically consumed coconut products in high quantities, such as the Tokelauans of the South Pacific, also had diets that were significantly different from modern Western diets. They consumed far fewer processed foods, sugars, and refined carbohydrates while maintaining active lifestyles. Simply adding coconut oil to a modern diet full of processed junk food and sedentary habits is unlikely to provide any real health benefits and may even be harmful. Additionally, both olive oil and coconut oil present environmental and ethical concerns. The production of coconut oil has been linked to deforestation and exploitative labor practices in countries such as Indonesia and the Philippines, where workers are often underpaid and subjected to poor working conditions. Olive oil production, while often perceived as more sustainable, is also fraught with issues. The demand for olive oil has led to intensive monoculture farming, which depletes soil nutrients and contributes to water shortages in arid regions, particularly in Spain, Italy, and Greece. Furthermore, fraudulent labeling and dilution of olive oil with cheaper oils have become rampant in the industry, making it difficult for consumers to know whether they are actually getting the high-quality product they are paying for. So, which oil is better for health? The answer is not as simple as choosing one over the other. Olive oil may be the better option for cardiovascular health when used in moderation, particularly as part of a well-balanced diet. However, its benefits are often overstated, and poor-quality olive oil may not provide the same advantages as the unrefined, high-quality varieties. Coconut oil, while having some antimicrobial properties and applications in skin and hair care, is a poor choice for heart health and weight loss when consumed in excess. Ultimately, the healthiest approach is to focus on a varied diet that includes healthy fats from whole foods such as nuts, seeds, avocados, and fatty fish rather than relying too heavily on any single oil. Both olive oil and coconut oil should be used sparingly, with careful attention to quality and sourcing. The idea that any oil can be a superfood or a miracle solution for health problems is misleading and oversimplified. In reality, no single food or ingredient can compensate for an overall poor diet or unhealthy lifestyle choices. Consumers should be wary of marketing claims and focus on evidence-based dietary patterns rather than trends and fads.